So give Oreo an Oreo. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressfarm. We have the Indian Zerg player. We have the best player in all of India representing Maturino Esports. It is Demi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Australian Zerg player representing the Cranky Ducklings. He just took down the most honorable of honorables. It is Oreo. Queen's healing a T2 hatchery is hilarious. I need you to calm down in the chat, okay? Hi. The SCV Labor Union are not gonna like this. Oh, Smoge. If you're an SCV in the chat, if you're a Terran player, look away from that last game. I can no longer hear Ryan's name without Yaku's god-awful Australian accent rattling around in my brain. Ryan. Yeah, that accent was inspired by NXZ, by Ryan. Yeah, that's him. That's the origin of that accent. He sounds just like that. Cap. Oh god. I miss my Yaku. If he were here, he'd be doing some Aussie intros right now. 100%. As we get into the ZvZ, hatch gas pool from Oreo, likewise hatch gas pool from Demi as well. And what's important is that both Oreo and Demi, they're not necessarily late game players. The last time we casted them back in the DreamHack Atlanta qualifiers, it was a knife fight. They were both going for some very heavy roach timing attacks, trying to catch the other out of position, trying to catch the other, droning if possible as well. So it was a pretty brutal series. Let's see if we get that again. For now, we're all just going to be droning. Things are going to be pretty chill here. I imagine both players are going to be taking their third bases, and then it's from there where we get to see where the aggression lies. If anyone skips their Baneling nest, if anyone makes a flood of lings as well. There we go. Third bases are being taken by both of our players. And now we're just keeping an eye on what is going to be produced afterwards. Should be some Baneling nests as well, and I don't think either one of these players are one to really skip out on that. It's something you can do if you want to be a little bit greedy, a little bit risky. There we go. Oreo does go for his own Baneling nest. Demi doesn't. Interesting. How many more lings? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, papi. There we go. Demi's going for a ling flood. The reason why there's no Baneling nest, because, mate, we're going to be flooding lings across the map. I imagine Demi's going to be throwing down a Roach Warren behind this as well. Yeah, there we go. Roach Warren is thrown down. I assumed it would be behind the mineral line, but it's here at the wall. Regardless, Demi's going to be hyper aggressive here. Not just with lings, but behind this, roaches are also going to be coming out. Oreo is now aware of what is going on. He does finish his own Baneling nest, and oh boy, can he morph in some Banelings back at home in time? That's the question. We do have two Banelings on the way, but Demi's already knocking down his front door, or at least trying to. Oreo, he's being forced back. The Banelings are looking quite exposed. Demi dives on one of them, but the other finishes. Massive connection on those lings. Ay. That's 14 lings going down for Demi. He is forced back, but that was merely stage one. Stage one, as we have 8 more roaches on the way. Now, what's worrisome though is that Demi, he's supposed to keep his opponent back at home. He's supposed to keep Oreo at home, dance with the third base, get a kill if possible, and snowball from there. These roaches aren't going to be anywhere near as impactful, as the roaches have been spotted by Oreo. He does pull back. Does back off. Oreo has his own Roach Warren back at home as well. We do see Demi having a bit of a worker advantage, but Oreo, he's squeezing out a couple of drones. He feels like he has the freedom to do so. Now, a couple of drones is fine. We just don't want too many. Because Demi's still focusing on roach production. And Oreo needs to figure that out. He needs to recognize what the economic situation is looking like here for Demi. Okay, there we go. Demi is going to be droning. But we're calming down. We're all calming. It's okay. We're all friends here. Oreo going to have a bit of a larger worker count, and as a result, an economic spike here to begin with. Oh, big supply block though from Oreo. He's going to be taking his gases. He's going to be saturating them as well. And we're going to be settling down, and we're going to be headed towards Roach v Roach. Initial aggression has ended. And, yeah, we're going to be settling down. From here, I imagine we're going to be working on maybe a +1 timing, maybe a +2 range attack timing as well. Both players are just trying to figure out whether it's safe or it isn't to make workers. Pretty crucial part of ZvZ. If you're droning and your opponent isn't, then, I mean, you can be in a lot of trouble. Definitely can be. As Demi's going to be taking it one step further. He's going to be saturating his third base completely, especially with these additional drones coming out. He's taking his gases. Demi is being very greedy right now. Oreo, on the flip side, is amassing roaches back at home. So Oreo's going to have a window. He's going to have a timing here where he will have the higher army supply. He will have the larger army. And he's going to have to try to end the game with that push, or at least kill the third base. Demi, he's taking the role of the defender. We have a Spire on the way. He's saturating his third base completely. He is up almost 20 workers compared to Oreo. That's how far ahead Demi is. So Oreo is basically going all in. There's no lair. This is all off of hatch tech. It's going to be off of +1 carapace. Oh boy. And this is going to hit like a truck. But this is also going to get scattered early on because Oreo doesn't have a lair. There we go. Roaches are being spotted. Saturation of the third base has been revealed, but now we see the saturation at the natural. There's not a lot of drones here. Why? Because we're going all in. Back at home, spine crawlers are being thrown down. One is at the third. There we go. We need more than one. We have 2 on the way at the third base. The 4th is under threat as well. Here comes the roach army of Oreo. Does he have enough? He has 31 roaches compared to the 20 of Demi. He has a 10 roach lead. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for the Red Zerg player. Here we go, Oreo. He's diving on for the Lings, are helping to support and buffer for this army so well. The roaches are going down, and Demi has been caught with his pants down. We do have reinforcements coming out, and with them, he may be able to hold on to his natural. I don't know if I can say the same about his third. Oh, it is going to be so close, but yeah, there's too many roaches. GG gets called, and Oreo takes game number 1. GG. Demi making the mistake of saturating his third base completely before he recognized that Oreo didn't have any drones to speak of at his natural. Oreo was intentionally droning his third, so then whenever the third got scattered, it looked like he was saturating, he was droning, when he was actually just transferring workers from his natural to his third base instead, you know, hiding, masking the fact that he was staying on a low worker count. And we saw that Demi wasn't able to figure that out until it was too late, until the push was already coming. So a very well hidden all-in from Oreo. Demi, again, just being a little bit too greedy, just not having the entire picture, not being fully aware of what Oreo was up to. Spitting truth about how every Aussie has a Steve Irwin shrine. Shaking my head. That was Yoda. That was not Yaku. Different person. Players are getting ready. Any other results going on? It looks like Hon Mono is getting a couple of walkovers. He gets a walkover over Silky. He gets a walkover over Lemon as well. So Hon Mono is going to be waiting for the winner of Azure versus Yu. And they're going to be facing the loser of this series. Again, this tournament is double elimination. So plenty of matches to be had. It means that there's a bit of a safety net underneath these players, so no one is going to be eliminated, regardless of who wins and who loses. Both will still be in this event. But you don't want to be down there in the lower bracket, because those are best of ones. Those are, they're brutal. Those can be brutal. Here we go, spawning in the top right. Oh, let's go! They're doing the same thing! We have 12 pools from everyone. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Indian Zerg player, the best player in all of India, representing Matcherino Esports. Going for the 12 pool, it is Demi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, also going for a 12 pool, we have the Australian Zerg player representing the Cranky Ducklings. It is Oreo. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Great minds think alike. Game 1, standard macro openers. Game 2, 12. Pull it up, Papi. Whip out the bananas. It's time to ape. Now, to be fair, I know I'm getting all excited, and I know I'm hyping myself up, and I appreciate the 12 pools, but the reality is that 12 pools are macro openers. It's going to be a 12 pool into a hatchery here on the low ground, at least it should be. This isn't as aggressive as a 13-12 or a 12-11. Oh, I spoke too soon. Let's go. Oh, God. I've seen Oreo do this. He did this against Demi, I think, or against Ryan. He did this last year. Okay. So Demi's doing the standard thing. Okay, it's a 12 pool into a hatchery. You know, it's a macro opener. You can be a little bit aggressive here with your lings. You can apply pressure to the natural base. You can delay. You can get ahead and kill workers, and then you macro. Oreo is a twist. Just you twist the Oreo, right? You dunk it in the milk. He's going for a very fast gas. This is very unexpected. This is very out of the norm. Because of this, he's gonna catch Demi with link speed. And it's going to be very unexpected. Oreo can go into a very fast link speed. He can go into a Banian if he wants to as well. And this aggression is just not really typical off of a 12 pool. So, and we can see the scouting link gets denied as well. So Demi is in the dark. He has no idea what's going on. Oreo is successfully hiding this all in because he's not droning. He's on 12 workers. He's pumping out nothing but lings. He pulls out at 100 gas, so it's going to be a link flood. Ling speed is going to kick in very quickly from Oreo, and this is going to catch Demi very off guard. Demi is droning because it's what you do. You just drone. That's how you 12 pool. Oh boy, not like this. Oreo is being a cheeky boy. He's banking up these lings back at home. Just like that last game, he's transferring workers over to the natural to make it look like he's droning, to make it look like everything is normal, everything is as it should be. Oh no, and the longer this goes on, the worse it is. Demi still going gasless, by the way, because you go gasless when you 12 pool. That's just normal. Ah! And Oreo, he's playing with the norms right now. Just banking up links here, waiting for link speed. Once link speed kicks in, bam, we pull the trigger and we send everything across the map. Gas now on the way here for Demi. He's going for a wall off on these two bases. Lings are coming in for a scout. Queen is in position. Lings are on hold position as well. The lings, oh, some of them are being revealed. And now it's go time. Here we go. Everything is flooding across the map, back across the map as well. We do see Oreo trying to disrupt this wall off. We'll be losing those lings early on. Demi does get the full wall off in the end. So Oreo, he was a little bit trigger happy with those initial lings. We do have good surface area on this Roach Warren. The Roach Warren is going to go down. Now, does Oreo have enough? That's a kill on the Roach Warren, not a cancel. He's trying to bust on through as well. So far, Demi is holding strong. He was able to wall off. Oh, no. He was able to wall off in time, and this is not working here for Oreo. The wall was in time. It was just a little bit too powerful. Oreo's droning. And he is so far behind in drones. It's not, it's, this is a sad time to do this. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Well then. So Demi's in a really good position. The wall does finish up in time. Spine crawler on the way. Queens are coming down. Gases are being taken. We even cancel the spine. That's how confident Demi is right now in his defense. There is no macroing out of this, and Oreo knows it. We have a Baneless on the way. Oh, like he transfers. Okay, so Oreo is going for a Bane Bust. Follow up all in, which I think is a wise choice. So a couple of things just happened. Oreo, he killed the Roach Warren. It's just now being rebuilt, which means we don't really have much of an army here for Demi. He's got a wall, yes. He's got some queens with transfuse, but not much else. So the power of this all-in is still there for Oreo. Still definitely there. Demi finishes the Roach Warren. He has a couple of roaches on the way. Is he going to have enough in time? Demi's trying to hide his... Sorry, Oreo's trying to hide his Banelings, but they do get morphed in here. Demi sees everything. He knows. Roaches are on the way. Are we going to throw down some spine crawlers? Are we going to throw down another wall? Here we go. The second all-in. Is it going to hit as hard as the first? We have more roaches on the way. The more roaches that are made, like, the easier it's going to be here for Demi. We do crash on forward. The Lings are brought back. Good Baneling connection so far. Brewling's putting in a lot of work. The roaches come out in time, and it looks like Demi should be able to hold. He has more than enough roaches. GG gets called, and Demi ties up the series 1-1. GG, well played. Ooh. I loved the idea from Oreo. I loved the Ling Flood. I loved the follow-up to the 12 pool. It was very smart. Unfortunately for Oreo, Demi was able to fully wall off in time. So it was on a knife's edge. If he was able to deny that wall off, then maybe we would have seen something different. If Demi had maybe seen those Lings flooding across the map a couple seconds later, then that could have been it. A couple of seconds is all that Oreo needed to pull that off. So GG, well played. We have an ace match. We do have an ace match. Oh boy, this is going the distance. All the way to game 3. Catching up in the chat. In the clip, Yoda said that he was told that by Yak. True, I did forget about that. True, that did happen. Alright, players just getting ready here to dive into the next game. Oh boy, that was intense. That was intense, Papi, not gonna lie. We're going all the way to game number 3. The only way this could end. Oh boy. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales in the ace match between these two amazing players from Southeast Asia and Oceania. Oh my god, what is this, 2019? It's been so long. He's doing it again, by the way. We have the Indian Zerg player representing Matcherino Esports going for another 12 pool. It is Demi. And spawning. In the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Australian Zerg player representing the Cranky Ducklings. It is Oreo. Alright, so Demi is looking to be the aggressor. Going for the 12 pool. Oreo going for a hatch gas pool opener instead. pressure is going to be on Oreo. So Demi, with the influx of Lings, in the last game, both players, because they both 12 pulled, they kind of bounced off each other. They kind of like negated each other's aggression. Now it's going to be a little bit different. With these Lings, Demi, he can get across the map, he can apply pressure to the natural. He's not going to kill the natural, but he can kill workers. He's going to force every action of Oreo. Oreo, he's going to have to pull drones to defend, because he has a much later spawning pool this time. So he's going to have to pull drones, he's going to have to buy time with his Lings, he's going to have to drone drill as well. And basically, Demi's going to be testing the drone micro of Oreo. Oreo needs to minimize his drone losses as much as he can. If he loses too much, then Demi gets ahead. Here we go. The first wave of Lings are about to arrive. We have a couple more waves behind this, a couple of reinforcements on the way as well. Demi is arriving, does show his hand, is going to chip away at this base. Oreo does pull the boys, does pull the majority of them at that. I believe 12 to 13 drones are pulled. And so far, we haven't lost any drones yet. Again, we need to drone drill as best we can. We need to minimize losses. One drone does go down. It's already a good start here for Demi. He's trying to get some of these Lings, but there we go. Oreo has held, only loses one worker. So far, I would say that Oreo is in a better position. It's not over yet. Demi, he's looking for some more damage. So he's going to be trading here, and Oreo takes the better trade. And after all said and done, Oreo is up 2 drones. He's up 2 workers. He has faster gas mining as well. Oreo is now in a better position. The goal there from Demi was to kill, I want to say 2 drones is enough. 2 to 3 drones is kind of what you want to go for, if possible. Or out-trade the Lings as well. Meanwhile, we see Oreo just running on pilot. He wants to make sure he's not being cheesed out. He confirms that the gases are only now being taken. Oh, and Demi is going to be committing to this. Okay. So again, that did cost a lot of Lings out of Oreo, but he just wanted to make sure that he wasn't being bamboozled like last game, right? With this kind of weird Ling speed timing. As Demi is getting into his 2 gases, is going to be catching up in the gas mining, so we can catch up in either roach production or typically it's roach production. Off of a 12 pool, you want to go 2 base roach, so the wall has begun. No baleen nest, just roaches. Meanwhile, the standard player should be going for a faster third base. There we go, third base is now on the way. Base is being taken. Now, Oreo will have the economic advantage. He will have a higher drone count, but he will have less roaches. That's the advantage that Demi will have. Or Demi's just taking up into roach tech much faster from here. He can get into faster roach speed. He can get into something like faster, I say faster roach speed, into faster upgrades. This is interesting. Oh. Demi, he's mixing it up quite a bit. He is not skipping Ling speed, and he's going for carapace. He's going for a Ling flood. We have a Ling flood set up here from Demi, very unexpected. So Oreo's not the only one that's got, oh sorry, 1-1. Oreo's not the only one that has some cheeky moves. I always get distracted by the 12 pool. I always get distracted. But yeah, Demi, Oreo's not the only one that has some cheeky moves. Demi is going for a massive Ling flood, and now the danger here for Oreo is he skipped his baleen nest, because he assumed that his opponent would be going 2 base roach, which is normal. The standard thing to do is to go 2 base roach. But Demi is going to be flooding Lings across the map. His goal here is to kill the third base. Lings have now been revealed. Oreo has been happily droning, has to evacuate, has to give up the hatchery. Third base is going to be going down. The queen gets caught out as well. Yeah, the hatchery will fall. I'm going to be catching a couple of roaches as well. So far, a really good attack from Demi. Behind this, he's transitioning into roach production, into 1-1. Ooh, Oreo, meanwhile, is going for a Spire. We're all kind of going in different directions. I appreciate it. So, Oreo's going 2-base Muta, and it's going to take him a little bit longer to regain control of his third base. He's stuck on 2 bases for a little bit longer, which is a shame. Demi, meanwhile, is taking his own third base. He's going to be saturating his third as we speak. ZvZ is diving into the main, just getting a full scout off as well. And yeah, this is an important scout from Demi. He does confirm the Spire. They'll see it ahead of time, is fully aware of what Oreo is up to. This is a really rough moment for Oreo. I mean, thankfully he's still working on his own roach upgrades. He is still, you know, producing roaches more than anything. The Spire will finish, and Demi's going to want to confirm that. Going to want to confirm that. So we do have a mass amount of links being active on the map. Oreo does see this with his Overlord, so he's going to be able to reposition. Make sure his third base is safe and sound. Oh, Demi now working on a Hydra Den. Is this going to be spotted by Oreo? He dives into the main. It's going to be headed towards the natural as well. With the Changeling, I think he's going to be able to scout. But Demi can deny it. Oh, we go for the Contaminate instead. Okay. And the Hydra Den was spotted. Hydras have been spotted. Now, is Oreo going to make any mutas? You can make a couple, but Demi already pulled back his Overlords. We can see all the Overlords have been pulled back home. There's not really much value to be gained from making any mutas right now. Instead, Oreo is focusing on his Roach push. +1 range done, +1 carapace now kicking in. We have the upgrades evened up between the two players. 1-1 all around. Oreo doesn't have any Ravagers. Doesn't have any sorry, he has 2 Ravagers now. It's going to help him out, but pushing into this concave is not something that Oreo wants to do. He has to back off. He has to respect this position of Demi. At the same time, Link counter-attack, a drone, it does go down. Oh, Oreo is pretty all in, by the way. He hasn't been droning. He hasn't been saturating that third base. He needs to make this work. I don't think he can. Demi's just ahead. He's ahead in workers. He's ahead in army. I say ahead in army. Oreo does have a couple more roaches than his opponent, but I don't know if that roach deficits that Demi has is really enough to snowball into a victory. Orio's gonna try. Again, Oreo is just forcing himself into a really awkward position. And he does now drone. But it looks like Oreo is content with just, you know, harassing, just poking, prodding. Gets a couple of drones. Both players will max out. Now, the other thing that Demi has is because he has a Hydra Den, he can throw down a Lurker Den. And he can transition into Lurker production, which is king in ZvZ. The only thing that trumps a Lurker is a Viper. But yeah, Lurkers will really solidify Demi here if he does tech in that direction. For now, he's just focusing on Roaches here, just like his opponent. Oreo trying to find a way in. A couple of Biles are going to be connecting in favor of Oreo, but the defensive position here from a Demi is still looking good. Demi is able to force Oreo back. At the same time, we have a Roach hit squad. They're going to be sniping a Queen, going to be forcing Oreo back home. Oof. How did this get past Oreo's Overlords? That's the question. 7 drones go down. Demi taking a massive worker lead. Yeah, this Roach run by just doing so much here for Demi. Now Oreo in a really awkward position. Demi's even throwing down a Spire, which I feel like a Lurker Den would make a little bit more sense, but okay, we're going for the Spire, just in case. Demi, he likes his mutas. He does like them. see Oreo pushing on forward. Trying to gain some ground here. Does have the upgrade advantage. He has +2 range over the +2 carapace of his opponent. He's forcing his way through as well. He's going to be taking some biles to the face, but I do think he has the better army. Has more Ravagers. He's trying to push on through. He avoids the biles. And Oreo has finally been able to break the army. Can he push through the reinforcements as well? I think he can. He can. GG gets called. Oreo takes the series 2-1. GG. The power of a super maxed army. It's a it happens sometimes in ZvZ where Oreo, he was down like 20 drones. You know what that means? That is 20 supply that is freed up to make more roaches. So you just have a bigger army. Just have a larger army when the two maxed out forces collide. So Oreo did have enough to break on through. GG, well played. Oreo will take the series and he will move on to the next round. Oh, I don't think he's ready for this. I don't think he is ready. He's going to be moving on to face Miyamika. Oh boy. Let's go, let's go. GG, well played, of course. Well played to Oreo. That was a stressful game, not gonna lie. I was pretty stressed out casting that. God, it was very back and forth. Very back and forth. Both players had their own advantages and disadvantages. Again, Demi, he had a great counterattack, a great run by. I don't think Demi was making full use of the tech he had available, right? Like, hey, if you had a fast Hydra Den, then we should be making room for something like lurkers, right? Even if it's only a handful to begin with, even if it's like, I don't know, 4 lurkers, it's worth investing into that. If you have the room for it, if you do have the room. Of course, Oreo was up in his face and was not giving him time. So you could argue that maybe Demi was just feeling pressured to make nothing but Roach Ravager. Likewise, that was a really strong timing from Oreo. If it isn't clear, +1 range and +2 range in Roach v Roach is just better. It's just a more impactful upgrade than the Carapace upgrades. So yeah, it does impact that quite a bit more in favor of the aggressing player, or any player really. GG. GG, well played. We are getting into our next match. Have another series before us.